Welcome to Side Roads. I'm Carlos, and this is a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Thank you to my kind friends from Boyer Covered for facilitating the car for this video. The 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. This is a Grand Cherokee and the L suggests long, which means this Grand Cherokee L is a 3-row mid-size SUV. It comes standard with a 3.6 liter V6 engine that produces 293 horsepower and 250 pound-feet of torque. There is an optional engine as well that is a 5.7 V8 that produces 357 horsepower and 390 pound-feet of torque, which is obviously a sweet engine because a V8 with that much power. Both engines comes paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, there are competitors on this class, of course, the mid-size 3-row SUVs. And this is the only one, if I'm not mistaken, that offers a V8. However, all the V6 or inline 6 or 6-cylinder turbos offered by the competitors, some of them has turbos, and with the turbo, it makes a decent amount of power, so it's close to this. Of course, for V8 lovers and traditional engine lovers, this will be the peak. Is your choice. You have V6 and inline 6 with turbos with similar power and a lot of power for that type of engine and adequate power for moving a 3-row SUV. And then you have this option here, which is the Grand Cherokee L with a V8. So I'm driving the Summit trim, which is almost the top trim. I think there is a Summit Reserve or something. I'll confirm in the video. So this is almost the top trim from the Grand Cherokee L lineup, and you can tell it is very luxurious here and especially super quiet in this cabin. The Grand Cherokee comes with a long list of safety features, especially the trim, of course. So there are things like lane departure warning, active lane management system, blind spot monitoring with rear cross path detection, forward collision warning, park view, rear backup camera, 360 surround view with integrated off-road camera, side distance warning system, highway assist system, drowsy driver detection, and intersection collision assist. So as I said, a lot. Fuel efficiency for the Grand Cherokee L is 16.7 liters per 100 kilometers city, 10.9 liters per 100 kilometers highway, which is 14 mpg city and 22 mpg highway. Price for the Grand Cherokee in Canada, it starts around $59,000 Canadians. The top trim goes up to $80,000 Canadians. In the US, the base price starts around $40,000 US, and the top trim comes around $69,000 US dollars, both without options. The Grand Cherokee L competes with cars like the recently launched, kind of recently, Toyota Grand Highlander, the Honda Pilot, the Mazda CX-90, and the Ford Explorer. The Grand Cherokee L Summit interior. As I said during the video, this is a premium trim. It's almost a top trim for the Grand Cherokee L lineup. So obviously all the materials are soft and nice, high quality, are very good looking. The touch points are soft, of course, and comfortable. I think the center console could be a little bit more padded, but it's okay. The seats are all Napa leather and very beautiful with quill stitching. It's really nice to see. I like the tone too. And the contrast stitching brings a little bit of color and flavor to the interior that otherwise is black, at least on this unit that I'm driving. Obviously the steering wheel is leather wrapped and heated. The power windows are all one touch up and down, and once again, that's a feature that I really like. It's really annoying to get to a parking garage or something and having to press your window down and all the way up until it's up. I love that. I'm crazy, I know. It has a 10.25 digital gauge cluster. It has some configurations and some changes on the information that is shown. Enough, it's digital, it's nice to see. I do think that when comparing this screen with the main infotainment screen, you can see the difference on the quality. It's okay, but this one is so sharp and so clear and so bright, and the icons and the response, everything here is HD 100%. This one, I think it needs either graphic design overhaul or maybe a little bit of a sharper display. It's fine and it's beautiful. It's just, you can tell by looking at the two screens. I think that is why I noticed. It has ventilated and heated seats, of course. The air conditioner controls are all hard buttons, and there is redundancy between those buttons and some of the functions in the screen. So if you want the screen, you can use it for most of it. If you want regular buttons, you have that option too, and I think that's how all cars should be. Wireless charging for your phone. It comes with wired and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The shifter is this rotary thing, which I'm not super crazy about, but it is what it is. It's easy to use and pretty quick, and you can use it without looking, which is the good thing. And have these two switches here, one for the terrain mode that you are in, and then you have the other one for the air suspension, which this model has, and you can obviously elevate the car or put it down for better fuel efficiency. So that's cool, and also helps with the, as I mentioned before as well, with the suspension and the comfort on the car. Panoramic sunroof, of course. And other than that, it's very well put together. It's really beautiful to see. The materials are nice. The design is really nice. It feels classy and premium and luxurious here. Is it the most luxurious cabin I ever been in? Maybe not, but you will never feel that you are not getting your money back for what you pay. This is a pretty pricey model here, but they gave you everything they could on this cabin. The seats are very comfortable, which seems to be the case for all Jeeps that I've driven so far. So I like that, and I'm happy about that. I fit behind myself in the second row. This one comes with captain chairs and has a little console in the middle that have a center console like this one. So that is nice, and is typically a setup for luxury cars. So it's nice. The seats are comfortable as well. As I said, I fit, and the seats can move back and forth, and they recline as well. The third row seats 2 more passengers here. I was surprised on how comfortable those back seats are. I'm not talking about the space. It's a third row. The space is limited, but the seat itself, the cushions, and the way that they build the seat is particularly comfortable, in my opinion, at least. And I fit also in the third row, with no issues. Obviously, it's a third row. I mean, there are a few that are a little bit bigger than this, but I fit. I'm not cramped, and I didn't feel in an awkward position either, so it's approved. I liked it. How is to drive the Grand Cherokee L? Well, it's nice. So I recently drove a Grand Cherokee, the short version or the original version, in a mid trim. This, as I said, is a Summit trim, which is almost the top trim, and you can notice those differences. Starting with the V8 engine, of course, it pulls the car a lot better. It's very satisfying. It's a V8, has a lot of power, has sufficient torque. So this combination of the size of this car with this engine is really, really enjoyable to drive. And then this one has some tricks. It has, for example, air suspension, which makes the car a lot more comfortable and soft and compliant for the passengers. You still feel Grand Cherokee here, which I'm really glad to see. They didn't take away the Grand Cherokee feeling from the driving. Also because you sit so high and it's so the view is so commanding, and all those elements of a Grand Cherokee are here, but then there is this addition of refinement, I would say. So it's really comfortable. It is extremely quiet in this cabin. I'm not surprised, because this is an expensive and premium, almost top trim car, so that is to be expected, but it's really, really nice. You can notice right away as soon as you get in the car and by driving. It's really isolated from the road and the noises and all that. Really nice. And again, I wouldn't expect less, because there is a lot of money to be paid on this trim. The suspension, as I said, it is air suspension, so it can soak all the bumps and the imperfection from the road, no issues, and can be used for off-roading as well, and for water situations, so you can lift the car a lot or put it down for better aerodynamics and saving a little bit of fuel. So all that is very cool and super nice to have, and also it's a very premium and also expensive feature, so you find those only on cars from some price up. I am very pleased with the steering weight as well. It's not overly soft. If you watch any of my videos, you know by now that I like firmer and better weighted steering. So that is here. It's really comfortable. It's really easy to use. It's soft enough, but you can still feel the car through the steering. You feel, any inputs that you give, you can feel back from the car, and it makes this type of steering on this size of car, it makes it feel a little bit smaller, and that you are driving something of a lower category, meaning you have more control on the car. I do like that. So you have that premium feeling with a little bit of, okay, this is a normal driving car and I'm in control, and I like that as well. The brakes feel powerful and responsive, so no issues there. And the 8-speed transmission is also doing a good job so far, by downshifting when I need it, and I just did an acceleration out of an intersection and the car responded very well. It felt very planted. All the power was there, of course, but also the transmission was quick enough. This is not a sport car or trying to be, but I think the transmission is adequate and the combination on the powertrain, the transmission, and the engine, and the brakes is really well calibrated. So what Jeep have done here is to give you a Grand Cherokee extended version one, that now you can see it, 7 passengers on this configuration. I believe there are some that you can see it 8 passengers. So this one has captain chairs, but you have the practicality, you have a little bit of more space, but the Jeep element and the Grand Cherokee tradition and heritage is completely here, and I'm super happy to report that, because I believe, and I said this in my other Grand Cherokee video, I believe people that comes to a Grand Cherokee is looking for a Grand Cherokee. Everything that has been here, this is pretty much the Cherokee and the Grand Cherokee. These SUVs things came, in my opinion, first from Jeep, so they were 4x4, more refined Jeep Wrangler type of things, and then the market exploded and there are other offerings, but this off-road first, Jeep first feeling is unique to the Grand Cherokee, and all that is this with a whole additional refinement formula, which is, to be honest, really cool. So I'm super happy to drive this and to see this here. I think Jeep do all the right things by creating this product, and is excellent. So if you're in the market for a 3-row SUV and you like a little bit more of a rugged vehicle and a little bit of off-road capability, or a lot of off-road capability, test drive a Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Jeep Grand Cherokee L is here to give Grand Cherokee fans a little bit of extra space, so they have everything they could ever ask for.